What's scarier than the Joker laughing in your face? Or Carnage running wild in New York? It's when the heroes actually lose. Cause sometimes, the villains don't just win the fight, they flip the whole story. Welcome back to the best times the villains won. This is episode 3, so if you skip the first 2, bruh. That's like starting The Dark Knight Rises without watching Batman Begins. Go peep those after this, or else I'll send Bane to snap your spine. And trust me, my guy ain't handing no back massages. Today we're talking about 5 times the bad guys really took the W. Starting with one of the nastiest, Knightfall. Bane didn't just square up with Batman. He straight up broke the man down first. Let loose all of Gotham's psychos at once. Had Bruce running on fumes. And then he pulled up like, yo, time for your ass whooping. And bro, Bane made his statement. Oh, before we get too deep into this, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you hate the video, go ahead and drop a dislike and tell me to fuck myself in the comments. Anyways, let's get into Knightfall. Bane doesn't just stroll into Gotham and throw hands with Batman right away. Nah, he plays the long game. First he blows open Arkham Asylum and he lets every inmate loose. Suddenly, Gotham is basically the purge. Arkham inmates are partying like it's Mardi Gras, and no one can stop them. Batman tries though. Oh man, he tries. Bruce spends weeks hunting all of them down. Joker, Scarecrow, Riddler, Two-Face, you name it. He drags him back to his cell. But every fight leaves him more broken, more exhausted, and more vulnerable. That's when Bane makes his move. Bruce finally shows up at the Wayne Manor, and Bane is like,
"Surprise, motherfucker!
I'm here to ruin your whole week, and also your spine." But before that, he drops one of the hardest lines I ever read in a comic book. He tells Bruce he'd kill for anything. He'd kill to silence the tiny voice in his head. He'd kill to snuff out the light in a man's eyes who dared to even look at him. This guy is so badass. Then comes the big fight. And honestly, calling a fight is generous. It looks less like Batman versus Bane, and more like the nerd trying to throw hands with the school bully. Bruce is dead on his feet, and Bane just completely dominates him before breaking his back over his knee. The ultimate villain win. This wasn't just a loss. It was the loss. Batman didn't get back up. He didn't pull off some last-second comeback. He was finished. Bane broke more than just his body. He broke Gotham's symbol of hope, right in front of the city. That's what makes this one of the most brutal villain wins in all of comics. Bane breaking Batman might feel like the ultimate villain win, but while Batman was getting folded in half like a lawn chair across the multiverse, Spider-Man was about to find out what happens when pure chaos takes the wheel. See, Bane had a plan. He was calculated, patient, breaking Batman piece by piece. Carnage? Nah. Carnage doesn't have a plan. This guy gets pissed at Demo Goblin for even mentioning coming up with a plan. Carnage just kills. And instead of going solo, he decided to build himself a little family of psychos to help turn New York into a slaughterhouse. That's where Maximum Carnage begins. And trust me, if you thought Gotham was bad, this was a whole different level of nightmare. When it comes to villain wins, Maximum Carnage is one of the darkest. Carnage didn't just show up and throw hands, he built a twisted family with Shriek fueling chaos, Doppelganger tearing through people like a wild animal with his barbed wire type webbing, and Demo Goblin adding his creepy religious crusade. They turned New York into a nightmare. Civilians weren't just victims, they were targets. Whole crowds were getting slaughtered in the streets, and the heroes couldn't keep up. And Venom knew it. As soon as he heard what was going on in New York, he flew in from San Francisco to help. Eddie actually went out on his own to try to stop Carnage, but when he showed up to Peter's door later that night, he wasn't the unstoppable monster we're used to. He was wrecked. Carnage and his family had nearly killed him, and Venom was desperate enough to ask Spider-Man for help. Sorry, but what the fuck are Peter's shoes here? Venom's bleeding out on his doorstep, and dude answers the door in these bare feet looking slippers like he's been watching late night TV. And it doesn't help that Mary Jane is tweaking. She literally just watched the news say that Carnage was going on a massacre, and her reaction is to be pissed Peter broke their little promise. Like, come on, bro, that's women for you. Put down the smokes, MJ, and try to understand your man's trying to stop a serial killer symbiote from turning New York into a graveyard. But the real sign Carnage was winning, the heroes kept losing ground. Every time Spider-Man, Venom, and their crew managed to fight back, Carnage and his family came back even bloodier. Black Cat even told Spider-Man he should have let her die instead of wasting time saving her. And just look at Venom's face when she says that. Eddie is so proud she admitted he was right. Man just looks like he won the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Carnage kept racking up bodies, shrieks spread her madness, people riot in the streets, and the city felt like it belonged to them. Spider-Man and the others weren't protecting New York anymore. They were barely keeping it from burning down. At its peak, Maximum Carnage wasn't about the heroes trying to win. It was about trying to survive a villain who already had. Maximum Carnage showed what happens when pure chaos takes over. When Spider-Man and his allies weren't really fighting to win, they were fighting to slow Carnage down. And as brutal as that was, over in DC, Superman was facing something just as hopeless, but even bigger. Because while Carnage tore through New York with his family of killers, Superman was about to face Doomsday, a monster with no conscience, no plan, and no purpose except destruction. That's what led to one of the most famous villain wins in comic history, the death of Superman. The death of Superman's storyline is pure chaos. The issues leading up to the showdown tease the inevitable at the end of every comic. Doomsday punching through a steel wall, leaving readers thinking something huge is coming. And when he finally shows up, oh man, he delivers. This guy is all about death. Right after punching through the earth, a tiny little bird flies straight into his hand. And the first thing this guy does is crushes that little yellow bastard like it's nothing, laughing as he does it. And he also drops an overpass on civilians and laughs again. Every panel he's in is pure destruction and death, and he just thinks it's hilarious. Doomsday is basically the Joker times 20. And it's not just random chaos. There's stakes that make the fight hit harder. Take Mitch, his sister, and his mom, all trapped in a burning house, for example. Superman is trying to save the world, but Doomsday's rampage keeps him busy. He can't get to them at first, and the tension is insane. Only when he finally dumps Doomsday in a lake does he get a chance to reach the family and save them. Moments like that make it clear. The villain's win isn't just physical, it's emotional too. The fight itself is unreal. Superman and Doomsday go at it like gods punching through the sky. Doomsday wipes out the Justice League in minutes, one hand still tied behind his back. He's unstoppable, untouchable, and the destruction he leaves behind is catastrophic. Every punch feels like death, and yet he laughs like he's having the best time in the world. And all that teasing build-up, the warnings in every issue, finally pays off when Doomsday faces Superman. The world feels its impact. This wasn't just a villain win. It's the villain win. I know I just said that for Bane breaking Batman, but just pretend I didn't say that. Doomsday isn't just strong, he's the embodiment of death, walking, laughing, and enjoying every second while the world crumbles around him. And that's why the death of Superman still hits like a bomb decades later. Superman's death was tragic. The strongest hero we had, taken out by a monster with nothing but fists and rage. And if Doomsday could bring down Superman, it made you wonder, what happens when the threat isn't just one city, or even one planet? Because there was another time the villain didn't just win, they nearly erased everything. Not just Superman, not just Earth, I'm talking about entire worlds being wiped out like they never existed. That's what went down in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Alright, so Crisis on Infinite Earths is basically the granddaddy of comic book crossovers. DC brought every hero together. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and even randoms you forgot existed like Blue Devil. Because the Anti-Monitor, the big bad, was literally just trying to wipe out the entire multiverse. Not just destroy Earth, but erase all realities. At first it feels like the heroes are making progress. They got the Monitor, who's the good guy version, guiding them, armies of superheroes, and the plan. The Anti-Monitor pulls up like Thanos on steroids. Universes start blinking in and out of existence, and the deaths hit hard. Supergirl dies fighting the Anti-Monitor head on. She actually manages to beat him down long enough to save Superman and the others, but she pays for it with her life. It's brutal. Superman literally holds her body in one of the most famous comic panels ever. So iconic, my ass used it in a thumbnail. Barry Allen, the Flash, sacrifices himself by running so fast he burns away into nothing to destroy Antimatter's giant cannon. Bro just turned to dust mid-stride. And unlike modern comics where death is a vacation, Barry stayed dead for like 24 years. Despite all that, the Anti-Monitor still wins in a way. He collapses the infinite universe into a single Earth. The last stand is in Anti-Monitor's twisted antimatter universe named Quard. The dude's looking like a horror movie final boss, and the heroes throw everyone at him. Superman from Earth 2, the older OG one, and Superman from Earth 1, the main Earth, are both throwing hands. They do kill the Anti-Monitor, but it's not a clean win. the multiverse is gone, countless worlds erased, and only a single rebooted Earth remains. It's a victory, but the villains technically won the bigger war. The multiverse will never be the same. Crisis on Infinite Earths shows us what happens when a villain nearly wipes out all of reality. The entire world's gone, beloved hero's dead, and the multiverse itself is forever changed. Yeah, the Anti-Monitor was eventually taken down, but the cost was everything. You'd think after that the universe would finally catch a break, but nah, DC doesn't do happy endings for long. Because years later, the villains didn't destroy worlds, they actually took over. No cosmic god, no antimatter wave, just straight up evil stepping in the spotlight and running the world like it was theirs. That's what happened in Forever Evil. When Justice League was gone, when the crime syndicate came through, and the bad guys got their first real taste of power without anyone standing in their way. Forever Evil, a story where Earth gets handed to the bad guys, and it kicks off with one of the coldest Lex Luthor moments ever. Luthor's in a helicopter trying to buy Cord Industries, and Thomas Cord is holding out. So what does Lex do? He leans in with a twisted little smile and goes, "Please don't understand me. I'm not threatening you. I'm threatening your entire family." Bro wasn't even trying to hide it. He laid it out exactly how he ruined generations of their lives. That's not a businessman, that's a straight up movie villain. Meanwhile, the crime syndicate from Earth 3, evil versions of the Justice League, arrive on Earth and wreck shop instantly. The Justice League? Gone. Trapped in a prison literally inside Firestorm's body. With the League out of the picture, the Syndicate recruits all the villains they can, and suddenly the world is straight up Gotham, crime everywhere, no order, just chaos. Ultraman, the Syndicate's twisted Superman, is even blocking out the sun using the moon so he can roam free. Because unlike Superman, the sun weakens him. And Batman, he barely makes it out alive with Catwoman. They hit Wayne Tech to put his Justice League contingency plans to use, but they run straight into the Syndicate. And Batman pulls out a yellow lantern ring, mocking Power Ring for being a coward, and glowing up for like a page and a half. It's short, but one of those damn, I wish DC did more with this moments. Things escalate quick. Sinestro absolutely murks Power Ring. He chops dude's arm off. And look at this guy, throwing up Westside mid-fight. Tupac would be proud. And then Power Ring actually thanks him for freeing him from the curse of the ring. While Sinestro just disintegrates bro on the spot. Brutal. And through all of this, Ultraman is basically acting like Tony Montana with kryptonite. He crushes it, snorts it, injects it, whatever it takes. Superman's powered by sunlight, but Ultraman, he's just a straight up fiend for the green rock. The whole event is villains running around the world while the heroes are trapped, and Lex Luthor stepping up as Earth's savior. And the wild part, he's so ruthless and calculated that half the time he actually feels scarier than the Syndicate. And here's a twist. Those who actually save the world aren't the heroes. It's a team of villains. Lex Luthor leading, with Black Adam, Captain Cold, Black Manta, Sinestro, and even Catwoman tagging along. Yeah, they take down the Syndicate, but not out of heroism. Luthor does it to prove he's better than Superman. Manta does it because he hates Aquaman. And Sinestro is just kind of there, to be honest. I don't really know why he's there. And that's why this counts as a villain win. The Justice League's enemies show they can save the world without the Justice League at all. And scarier, DC kept running with it. Luthor even ends up joining the League after rocking a Superman-style suit. And yeah, that's the thing about these stories. Sometimes the villains don't keep the crown forever, but they still win in the moment. Bane didn't just beat Batman, he broke Gotham's symbol. Carnage didn't just terrorize Spider-Man, he made New York his murder playground. Doomsday didn't just fight Superman, the guy fucking killed him. Anti-Monitor didn't just lose in the end, he raced the multiverse. And in Forever Evil, the bad guys didn't just fill in for the heroes, they prove they can save the planet without them. So yeah, sometimes evil takes the dub. If you're still watching, you're a real one. Drop a comment and tell me which villain was your favorite, or if there's another story I should cover in the next episode. Hit that like so YouTube knows you like this kind of content, and subscribe if you want to keep rolling with me through the craziest moments in comics.